Welcome to Leanne's Little Art Chats, a podcast where I, Leanne, have little chats about art. Like I said, I'm Leanne, I'm your host, and I'm a visual artist who enjoys drawing and painting with lots of different mediums, but I also enjoy lots of other forms of creating and making as well, including making videos. So I post to YouTube, and I'll link to that in the show notes. But today I'm sharing some of my creative goals for the upcoming year, which would be 2024, and just wrapping up some loose ends, sort of. So I hope you'll stay tuned. So, welcome to the last episode of the season. I'm sorry. I had to do that, Anyway, yes. So, as you may or may not know, well, you won't know if this is your first listen, but this podcast is a sort of every now and then show. And I actually anticipated it being this way when I decided to start the podcast. So for once, this isn't just me being a lazy turd, but I do think I would like to start publishing with some more regularity. Maybe change some other things too. I don't know yet, honestly. But one of my goals for the upcoming year is to give this podcast a little more thought and planning. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to be doing it every week or even every other week. I'm not saying it's going to be any more frequent, but I do hope to have more of a predictable, regular schedule. So this is for sure, though, the last episode of the year, of the season. And then I hope to be back with season 2 of Leanne's Little Art Chats in hopefully February. I think that sounds good to me right now, but we'll see. If you pay attention to my social media posts, you might know, and if you don't, I don't blame you, but you may have heard I was sick earlier in November, and for a couple of weeks, I felt like I couldn't do anything really, and I was very dramatic about it, and that's part of the reason I haven't been doing a lot of stuff online, but I'm looking ahead to the new year, and I have goals. Yeah, I do, and will they be accomplished? Who knows, but I can still try. Right now, as we're drawing closer to the beginning of winter, the year's almost over, it's getting darker and colder. Everybody's rushing around because of the holidays, and that's fine if you enjoy the rush and whatnot. But I still have to take some time to rest and reflect. And speaking of the end of the year, I just celebrated 1 year of posting art stuff on YouTube. Am I getting rich and famous from that? No, of course not. And I don't, that's fine. I did learn some stuff though, and I made some great connections and with other artists online, and I've been inspired and motivated, and technically I am monetized. But anyway, I posted a video talking about some of the things I learned throughout that. And of course, there was a lot I forgot to talk about, after doing the whole thing and posting it. I realized that there was still a lot I wanted to talk about. But anyway, if you want to learn some of the things I learned, be sure to check that out. I will link in the description. And anyway, maybe I'll do a part 2 to that video. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But if I'm still doing YouTube art stuff in a year, I am sure I will do another video. But anyway, that's there if you're interested. So anyway, goals for next year, 2024. I am sharing these in a vlog draw with me type of video, but I also want to share it here. Though this version might be, it'll be different, maybe more abbreviated. I don't know. Goal number 1 is to get systems in place, like systems, habits, lists, calendars, things that will help me to do more, do better, more efficiently. I want to continue making videos and everything. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I know I can't do them all at once. I always think I can, but then I end up doing nothing. I've said that before. But anyway, so goal 1, systems, and this will help support all my other goals, I think. Goal 2, work in my sketchbook more. I will say more or less making a commitment to YouTube. I know I don't post all that regularly, but it has helped me work on art more, even if it just forces me sometimes. But I could still do more, which I suppose is always true, but I'm not trying to push myself, but I do want to do more. And I think I can do that without feeling like I'm going to get burned out, because I don't do a whole lot. And again, like I mentioned before, I want to get a plan for the podcast. I want to get a better plan for making videos and just everything, because again, not that I necessarily want to do more, but I want it to be more regular, more consistent, you know. I also want to work on things I've mentioned before, like starting a Patreon. If the focus there would be a free Patreon. I actually found out that you can't just offer a free Patreon membership. There has to be some paid tier level, but nevertheless, I could still establish that. Then I can still offer all the free content I want on there, and you wouldn't have to pay. And that was my original thinking for starting a Patreon, especially because I don't know how consistent I can be with that. If I had anybody sign up for the paid tier, I would absolutely make sure that I delivered on that. So it wouldn't be, I don't know, it wouldn't be very expensive, and it wouldn't be a huge bonus that you got with the paid tier probably. And that's just so I can maintain and not disappoint anybody who might want to pay. I don't know. Another thing I really need to do, a little more concrete, this goal has an actual deadline. I want to get ready for an art show in April that I like to do. It's really neat, and it's a big show kind of, but very casual at the same time. But I really want to be ready for it this year. I didn't do it last year, and the year before, and years before that, I was never prepared, at least not as prepared as I wanted to be. And I hope I can work toward getting ready for that with actually making art for sale, also having like original pieces, but also having zines and stickers and small things available. Hopefully making my booth set up or my table look nice, because that's always something that I just do. It's never pretty. And maybe this year I can get that done. I hope. Basically, I just want to get organized, and I want to do better and work on all that stuff I talked about. Also, I have a newsletter, which I need to be more regular with. I want to do my merch shop, as I'm calling it, but again, mostly just because I like designing stuff, or I say I do, and then I don't. I have these ideas in my head, and and then I don't actually do them. I think about it. I dream about it. I have this grand idea of what it's going to be, but action doesn't actually get taken. And I just need to figure out how to stick to it and do it. Can you relate to that? I don't know. I'm not going to assume anything, but let me know. Another thing I want to do, I don't know if it's a goal, just like a mindset I want to have and implement, is to follow my curiosity, go down rabbit holes of things I want to create. It's kind of something I'd been thinking about. And then, of course, I watched a video by one of my favorite art YouTubers, Kelsey Rodriguez. I have mentioned her before on here. I will link to her video. She kind of talks about having ideas and thinking you're going to save them for later, but then later doesn't come. You don't go back. I don't, again, I'll link to her video. She explains it well, but it's something I want to try to do and be more intentional about in the future. Another goal I have, I guess I'm back on that, is to get a better setup for filming. I have to figure something out. I have limited space, really, and which is fine, but I need to figure out something better. I don't know where I'm going to go with that, but we'll see. And one more big dream, which I don't know how far we're going to get on this because of money. I wish I had a website. That would be cool. I have another website for something else that I'm paying for that I need to figure out something with that situation, because it's not that I don't need the website anymore. I want to keep it, but I don't know. I just have to figure out everything. I need to figure out everything and untangle all my messes and just try to figure out what I really want to work on. And that's another reason I kind of want to do the Patreon thing, the free Patreon, so I kind of have like a home base for just whatever. I don't know. Again, I got to figure this out. So this episode felt a little bit self-centered. I don't know if valuable to you. If you're a follower and you want to know what's going on, I wanted to let you know what I've been thinking, where I've been, where I hope to go, etc. As always, please reach out and let me know if you have questions about anything or an idea or just whatever it is. Let me know. I really do appreciate the community aspect of being able to use the internet. And anyway, as always, links to anything I talked about are in the show notes. Give me a follow wherever you're listening to this podcast. Follow me on Spotify. And I hope you're well, and I hope to talk to you again pretty soon. Not too soon, but sometime next year.